We have some exciting Duggar family updates that you won't want to miss. First up, we're delving into Jinger and Jana Duggar's unexpected perspective on their sister Jan's wedding, which apparently had a 500-person guest list in Duggarland. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for all the latest updates on the Duggar and your favorite reality TV families. Fans' amusing responses and comments, and then talking about Jana, who recently went on her first significant adventure with her new in-laws, the Wismans, from camping mishaps to hilarious moments. Stay tuned because we're dissecting everything from Jana's funniest moments to her honest thoughts on married life. Next up, Jana Duggar's foresight is getting real about something that many of us can relate to: the difficulty of sustaining relationships with a huge. During her recent appearance on Jinger Duggar Volo's podcast, Joy, Jana talked candidly about the difficulties she faces in keeping up with her 18 siblings, all of whom have grown up and started their own families. We'll go over exactly what Jana disclosed regarding family dynamics, distance, and which siblings she stays closest to. Finally, Jinger Duggar herself acknowledged that she finds it difficult to keep track of all 39 Duggar grandchildren. We're going to dive into Jinger and Jana Duggar's unexpected perspective on their sister Jana's wedding, where they described a 500-person guest list as small and intimate. Yes, you read correctly. Let's break down what they had to say as well as fan reactions. We're also going to break down her revelations, Jana's response, and what this all means for the changing Duggar family dynamic. Despite the excitement surrounding the big day, Jana Duggar's sisters Jinger and Jana insist that the wedding was small, at least by Duggar standards. In a special episode of the Jinger and Jeremy podcast titled Sister Q&A with Joy Jinger 30 and 31, Jana Duggar's wedding to Stephen Wisman was one of the most talked about Duggar events of 2024. Fans were shocked to see the 34-year-old finally tie the knot after years of speculation about whether she would ever get married. Jana, 27, thought back on Jana's wedding, which happened on August 15, 2024, in Prairie Grove, Arkansas. Although a guest list of 500 might seem like a lot to most people, for the Duggar, it was surprisingly intimate. Jana explained that she kept it more intimate so that you could move around and talk to people. Jinger agreed, asking how many people it was. However, it was small for Duggar weddings. In addition, she married into a large family, and she's not incorrect that Jana comes from a family of 19 children and, being one of 13 siblings, their combined family could have easily filled a venue. When you add in their closest friends and the church community, along with 500 guests, it doesn't seem all that surprising that Jana talks about the sweet moments. Jana shared that the wedding was particularly memorable because it brought together their closest childhood friends, making the celebration feel even more intimate despite the crowd. Jana says that whenever you have those moments where everyone is back together, it's really special. The wedding of Jana and Stephen was held at the Grand at Willow Springs in Prairie Grove, Arkansas, a location renowned for its stunning countryside views. According to reports, the Wisman family prepared a formal dinner for the reception, and the newlyweds even included interactive games and activities for guests after the ceremony. And then you have your old friends, the crew, all these people. Jana Duggar's thoughts on her dream come true. In an interview with People prior to her wedding, Jana talked about her feelings about finally getting married after years of watching her younger siblings get married before her. She said, "I think it is one of those things that all girls envision someday for me, but now it's starting to sink in, reality is starting to set in. And I'm like, wow, this truly is something that I've dreamed of." Of course, Duggar fans had a lot to say about this, with many people finding it hard to believe. What do you think? Do you agree with Jinger and Jana that Jan's wedding was small, given the size of their family and their community connections? One fan joked that I had 75 guests at my wedding, and I thought that was pushing it. Another said that only in Duggarland does 500,000 people count as an intimate gathering. Others, however, understood where Jinger and Jana were coming from, given the size of their family and their community connections. Was small in comparison to other Duggar events, or are 500 guests still far too many? Tell us in the comments below. Next, Jana Duggar shared her first big adventure with her in-laws, complete with heartwarming family moments and hilarious camping mishaps. She gave us an inside look at her first trip with the Wismans, and let's just say there were a lot of surprises along the way. Stay tuned for Jan's hilarious camping debut, her thoughts on married life, and the one moment that had fans laughing. Jan and Steven decided to go camping with some of his family, and guess what they brought? A trailer that her brother Jed purchased from Copart. Sounds like an adventure, doesn't it? She seemed largely impressed with it, aside from that tricky door. But hey, it has a small, comfortable kitchen, dining area, and even a bathroom that's not too bad for a weekend getaway. Jan has an eye for renovations, so you can be sure she's already mentally redesigning this camper. Next stop because it was Jana's first major event, Mrs. Wiseman and Steven's family put on a fantastic show at the Old Threshers Festival. It's no secret that the Wisemans are a very musical family. From bluegrass to gospel, they had the crowd captivated, and Steven's admirers couldn't stop raving about his lovely voice and family harmonies. Okay, this part had the fans rolling. Jan and Steven got all set up for some traditional family campfire bonding snacks, coffee, firewood, and crickets. Fans couldn't get enough of the scene. Don't worry, people eventually showed up, but before that, it was a good waiting game. Now Duggar F noticed Jana casually munching on a huge pickle, and let's face it, if you follow the Duggar for a while, you know their love for pickles runs deep. Then there was a brief taste test moment. For the record, Steven is a supporter of root beer. What is your favorite? Tell us in the comments. This was Jan's first significant family vacation with her new family, and fans are ecstatic to see her content and having a good time. It's obvious that she's settling in well to her new life as a Wiseman. And this trip was only the beginning of many more adventures. Oh, and don't forget this incredible moment when Steven and his family performed at the National. Bravo, bravo! So, what did you think of Jana's first big adventure with her in-laws? Did you laugh at the great campfire know-how moment? If you love following everything Duggar, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications because we've got more Duggar updates coming your way. In the meantime, let's talk about Jana Duggar. In a recent appearance on Jinger Duggar Volo's podcast, Jana came clean about how difficult it is to stay in touch with her large family of 18 siblings, even though she lives only 35 minutes away from most of them. She also talked about how life has changed since they have all grown up, started families of their own, and established their own social circles. What did Jana reveal about keeping in touch with her siblings? Let's break it down. In the March 19th episode of the Volo podcast, Jana 27 sat down with her sister Jinger 31, and talked about how difficult it is to stay in touch with all of her siblings now that they have all moved out. Jana acknowledged that she lives about 35 minutes away from everyone in Arkansas, and that it's difficult to keep up with all of the siblings because it would take 19 weeks if we had one sibling over for a week. With 19 children in the Duggar family, as well as in-laws and grandchildren, the family has grown considerably over the years, and although Jana loves her siblings, she acknowledged that it's simply not possible to see them all frequently. She clarified that, of course, she's closer to some of her siblings and their spouses than others, whether it's through church or just hanging out together. Jana and her husband are also enjoying their growing family. The interesting thing is that, despite the distance, Anna said that the siblings all understand and accept that they don't have to see each other constantly. It is harder to stay connected to everyone, but I feel like we all have good expectations for everyone. We don't feel pressured to do this together, or I haven't talked to this person this much. Austin Forsythe is raising their 3 children, Gideon 7, Evelyn 4, and Gunnar 22 months. This week, she clarified that although she makes an effort to stay in touch, she also needs to prioritize her own family and personal life. Jana acknowledged that they don't see the Duggar as much as they used to because they have a strong community outside of the Duggar family, forming friendships through their church and local groups. We do have our church family and many close friends. But now that our community has grown over the past few years, we don't see the family as. Jana and Austin still try to see different family members whenever they can, so every 6 months we'll have whatever Joe and Kendra Duggar over, or we'll have another sibling over, or we'll go to their house, she explained. Of course, with everyone having their own commitments, whether it's church birthdays or social circles, it's rare for the Duggar to all get together at the same time. Jana seems to be especially close to her sibling Jinger Joy, and she even visits Jinger and her husband Jeremy Volo in California every year. Joanna revealed in a Q&A earlier this year that it just kind of happened that way. Like our schedule is more flexible in the winter, so we go visit them. I suppose it's just become a tradition. It's interesting to note that Joanna even acknowledged that she thought about moving to California at one point. It's not our first trip, and I doubt we'll ever move there, but this is the first time I've thought. I mean, I could see us living here if that's where God moved us. She said it was great to be with her, and just spend some quality time and catch up on life, but she quickly clarified that a real move to California isn't likely anytime soon. So there you have it, Joy. Jana Duggar is being honest about the difficulty of remaining close to her large family, while cherishing. Though it seems like she's found a rhythm that works for her. Do you think the Duggar siblings are drifting apart as they build their own lives? Or do you think they'll always stay connected despite the distance? Ultimately, the Duggar family just keeps growing, and even Jinger Duggar admits she's struggling. Her relationships with her siblings have definitely changed, and juggling it all is difficult between her busy schedule and her growing family and close friendships. In order to keep up with all the new little ones, Jinger had a candid conversation with her sister Jana Duggar on the most recent episode of her Jinger and Jeremy podcast. She acknowledged that she can't always remember the names of all 39 Duggar grandkids. Can we really blame her? With 19 children, their families growing, and several new grandbabies being added every year, it's no surprise that even the Duggars themselves are getting lost. But Jinger's confession also highlights a deeper issue. Joanna's response and what it tells us about the changing Duggar family dynamic. Jinger, who is now 31 years old and expecting her third child, laughed as she told Joanna that she genuinely struggles to remember the names of every single Duggar grandchild. I have most of them down, but there are a couple, and the newer ones there are more added all the time. And honestly, she's not able to remember them all. Arkansas has made it harder for her to stay in touch with her siblings and their expanding families. There are a lot of little names to remember, and Jinger admitted that she feels bad when she can't connect with all of them as much as she'd like. I feel that pressure it's me because when I go back I'm like I feel so bad I didn't connect with them. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's 19 children are now married off and have their own children. Jinger and her husband Jeremy Volo have created an entirely different life for themselves. They live in Los Angeles, far from the Duggar family hub in Arkansas, but Jinger's experience is different. She shared that she uses FaceTime to stay in touch, but in reality, she doesn't call everyone every day. James calls the older sisters the most. Jeremy also added that having small children, work, church, and their own social circles makes it difficult to stay in touch. Even when they do visit Arkansas, Jeremy pointed out that everyone is busy with their own lives and not everyone attends the same church. So when people get together for a wedding or a meal, it's really fun to catch up. Joanna agreed, adding that she doesn't even see her own extended family as much. When you have work, kids, church, or friends, you have to be very intentional about where you're going to spend time. With 3 children of her own, and a busy life with her husband Austin Forsythe Joy, Anna acknowledged that expectations have changed over time. There is no pressure to constantly check in because everyone is juggling their own responsibilities. Jinger's admission is genuinely very relatable even if you're not a part of a mega family like the Duggar. As she used to, it is harder to stay connected to everyone. I have my own family to take care of, so it's hard to balance how much I reach out and how much I don't. Even the most loyal Duggar sibling would struggle to keep up with the growing number of grandchildren approaching 40 and the annual arrival of new babies. But more than simply forgetting names, Jinger's words show how life has changed for the Duggar siblings. Living far away in Louisiana and raising her own family, and leaving the rigid Duggar lifestyle, means she's naturally becoming more distant from the family's everyday activities, and even though she still makes an effort to stay in touch, it's obvious that the days of the Duggars are over. Let me know in the comments below if you think Jinger should feel bad about losing track of the ever-increasing number of Duggar grandbabies, or if you think it's just impossible to keep up with such a large family. If you liked this video, please hit the bell to ensure you never miss an update on your favorite reality TV families. Thank you for watching The Fame, and I'll see you next time.